Okay, so this is your light panel, and basically you can control your ceiling here. It does have a dimmer, just hold it down, and these lights up here will go dim as you want them to go. And it will remember where you're at. So if you had it dim before and you want it the same place, just push this master light thing. Your bathroom light is also here, and this is the only place for your bathroom light, so make sure you know where that is. And you can also make your go back light. You have an awning light that has the LEDs in the awning, and you also have porch lights, which is the LED strip on the outside. And then again, your master light will turn on and off, everything however you set it up before. This is just a holder for a drink, and those are throughout the cabin. Okay, going to the bathroom here. So your doors, it's important that we note this. They rest on each other. So this one has to be shut first. This back part needs to be shut first, and then this one on top of it. The doors are heavier than the latches ever have been to hold them. So sometimes they come open while you're driving, and we just take the cushions from the bed and sit them on the ground so that they're not rattling if that happens. And I usually do it about like this, and that'll just keep it from smacking everything. And that usually only happens when you're on residential roads and things like that. Once you get on the freeway, if things are shut, they'll usually stay shut. Okay, so once we open the bathroom doors there, when you're opening, you always open the front door first, back door last, and they're an accordion like that. And you've got your little shower right here, and you've got your toilet, and there's also a little sprayer here and so you can spray yourself down. Try to use as little toilet paper as you can, and make sure you're using 1-ply RV toilet paper, or it will not dissolve and you'll have lots of fun trying to get it out. So in your toilet, you always want to make sure that there's a little bit of water that seals the toilet, so that, because it doesn't have a P-trap like a house, so you want that to be sealed so that you don't have the smell coming up. If it's completely dry, then you're going to have the smell. So then the presser foot is right over here, and that'll wash it down. Presser foot also runs this. Okay? So then when you shut it, just let it up slowly until it gets some water on it, and that'll seal that. Okay. And then it's pretty self-explanatory. This does have a shut-off valve, so if you want to shut it off for a second, then you can, and then turn it back on. This pole is actually just for hanging like bathing suits and things like that, and the shower curtain is actually a snap shower curtain. So it snaps onto these snaps here, and you can either shower with the doors open, which I wouldn't totally recommend, or shut them. We haven't tried it with the doors open because we didn't want to deal with the flood, but I guess you can. Okay, I have this little box for you for the bathroom. It has the dissolver for you, so put a little bit of that down after you dump, and then you can put a little bit down while you're traveling as well. If it starts to get smelly, you can put some of that down. But after you dump, you need to put about 2 ounces down, and make sure you run some water with it. I have some toilet paper for you. I have a plunger. If you get too much toilet paper down there, you'll probably need to use the tongs. I hope that doesn't happen, but they're all here for you just in case. If you do get a lot of toilet paper down there and it won't dump, then use the wire hanger to break it all up and get it to just be really light, and then it'll all go down. Okay, so that's your little bathroom bag. In the kitchen here, this is doubles as a sink cover and a cutting board. And just make sure that when you run your stove that you take this off. A lot of people just like to stick it back behind this chair in the little pocket here, and that keeps it out of the way. So, your kitchen, your stove here, something important to note is this is metal, everything else is cloth, and when you turn on your stove, you want to push it down, go over to the little fire right here and the light, and then this button here. Now you got to keep it pushed down in order to pick which temperature you want it at, okay? And then make sure when you turn it off, push it down again, and make sure that they're all lined up going this way. If you smell gas in the RV, it's most likely because one of these got turned open just slightly, and that happens and the gas will come in and you'll have a carbon monoxide. This is your carbon monoxide detector. It's super loud, so it'll let you know if there's something wrong.
You want to show us one more time how that works up close?
Yeah. So you push this down, and you push it over to the little fire over here, and then you push this start button. Okay.
So it's like a starter.
And then you can tell it what, how high you want it.
Yeah.
You actually don't have to hold it down all the time, but one of our people thought it was broken because they didn't hold it down while they were pushing it.
I see.
Okay.
Put the things up.
The thing's up.
This shade?
The shade needs to be up while you're cooking.
Oh.
Okay.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's the stove here. Then you have the fridge. The fridge is kind of neat because it'll run on a variety of different modalities. So right now, if this little tiny green light right here is on, then that means your fridge is running. So we've got a cold fridge, and it's running right now on the propane. When you plug in, it will automatically switch over to the plug, which is really nifty. And then, so it's kind of smarter than the Truma. Then you've got your microwave here. This will only run if you're plugged in or you have your generator going. It is a convection oven, so technically you could bake a cake, but I never have. But it's a pretty straightforward microwave. Then you've got some drawers over here.
So you can't microwave while you're driving.
You can if you turn on the generator. So
While
the
you're
generator
driving.
can run while you're driving.
Okay.
So I have actually made dinner for the whole family while we were driving down the road. And it worked out really well. So we've got this drawer is too heavy for its runners. So don't put anything heavy in here. I have like trash bags and some cloths in there and some cleaning supplies for you. But if it comes out, you can tape it shut or just don't put anything heavy in there and just know you didn't break it. It just is too heavy for its tracks. Down here we have some dishes for you, some mugs and different things, silverware. And in the bottom we have some soap, some oil, some spray oil, some basic spices for you, scrub brush, spoons, a wire whisk, some measuring devices, a little bit of tin foil. So there's some things down there for you to use. We do have a very small coffee maker, so if you want that, let me know and I'll include it, but I don't usually put it in because it takes up space. Then our kitchen set, we have some bowls. This one comes out to be a colander or a bowl. And then you have some just little pots in here and 2 sizes of frying pans here. And then this thing in the case is a griddle, so you can make pancakes on it, but just know that this is cast iron, so don't use soap on the cast iron griddle. And it's not perfect, it wasn't made for the camper, but it works fine. Okay, so all of these compartments, the latches are not very strong, so a lot of them are broken off, so anywhere you see a magnet, that's us fixing it, but these are the original latches, so if they break off, it's okay. We'll fix it when you come back. And you can put lots of things in these compartments up here. These are all empty for you. If you do want the bedding kit, then I put them usually in these. So back here, let's show you the bed. So we have, we put in an extra set of seat belts here so you can actually sit 4 people across because it's very, very wide. So as you can see, I can sit here comfortably with this much space in between me and the next person, which is really handy. You can ride with it reclined, so if the kids want to go to sleep or whatever, you can recline it, which is really nice as well. So for the bed, when you actually go to sleep, you have to tuck in you have to push all the seat belts in through the bed, which is kind of annoying. But you have to push them all in so you're not sleeping on top of them and then recline the bed. So I'm not going to recline it completely for you here, but here's your buttons right over here.
Next to the microwave.
Next to the microwave on that wall. So sofa down and your bed's going to move. Just like that. And then back here behind the bed is your table. And your table acts as your table, but as well as part of your bed. It has little hands, little holders back there, so when you slip it back, put the small side down first and this out, and it'll glide into the little arms that hold it in. So when you're making your bed, you can pull this out, and it goes on these guides right here, okay?
So you put it on the guide side first?
Both sides have guides.
Oh, okay.
So then you put it like that, and then this makes the rest of your bed. So you put these on, And I like to kind of keep them up a little bit until the bed's pushed all the way in and then push them down and make it flat. And it makes a king size bed, so you want king size sheets. And the back, when it's totally flat, will make just a tiny bit of a pillow. I'm not going to put it totally flat because then I'd have to mess with the seatbelts. Okay, so that's how the bed works. And so we'll go back up. One important thing to note on the RV is when you're driving down the road, Winnebago basically made from the front seats back. That's all Winnebago. From the front seats forward is Mercedes. So the plugs back here do not work when you're driving down the road, which is really kind of interesting. We didn't know that. But so these plugs and the plugs in the DVD player I'll show you next do not work when you're driving down the road unless you have the generator on. But these little phone jacks do work. So that's important. Your lights will all work and things like that even without the generator. You have a DVD player back here. And here